Welcome back to A&Q, a series we hope will not simply answer your questions, but hopefully also leave room for more conversations. Today we're answering a question that comes up a lot during this season. Is Christmas a pagan holiday? Now, perhaps you've heard someone say that some traditional Christmas practices have pagan origins. Why do we cut down trees and decorate them? What about Santa Claus? What about giving gifts? There are a lot of different rabbit holes we can go down, but the answer to the original question is no. Christmas does not have pagan origins. The name itself, Christmas, is the shortened form of Christes Messe, which simply means Christ's Mass. So the true celebration of Christmas has always centered on Jesus. Here's something that may be surprising to some, and it's related. Many scholars and historians agree that Jesus was most likely not born on December 25th. We have a whole video dedicated to this topic, so be sure to watch that if you want to know more. But the question still remains, why then? Well, in the 4th century, that date was officially declared as the day Christians would celebrate the birth of Jesus. There are many different guesses as to why December 25th was chosen. It could be because this is the winter solstice, and as St. Augustine said, the days get brighter and longer now that Jesus is here. I love that thought. Or it could be an intentional counterbalance to the celebration of the pagan god Sol Invictus. Are any of these right? Honestly, we don't fully know, but the important thing to remember is that Christ followers all around the world will celebrate and gather together and remember the coming of our Savior on Christmas Day. Now, as for the pine trees and Santa Claus and the gift giving, all of these things have their own origin stories, and honestly, historians don't even fully agree on those. You may have, for instance, heard the story of St. Nicholas, who was a real person, a bishop in Turkey in the 3rd century. He was extremely generous with his abundant wealth, and he looked after the poor in loving and practical ways. Is this where we get the idea of Santa Claus, or at least part of it? Maybe. Some people say that pine trees came from a celebration of the solstice, and decorating with greens was a way of anticipating the coming of spring and things coming back to life. But again, there is no real agreement on this. So where does this leave us? Should Christians continue to incorporate these traditions into our own celebrations of Christmas? I would say if those traditions help you to remember and celebrate the birth of Jesus, then yes, go for it. If they don't, well then don't do it. The focus of Christmas is to celebrate when Jesus, the Son of God, took on human flesh, and as it says in John chapter 1, verse 14, made his dwelling among us. Jesus was born. He lived on this earth. He was crucified on a Roman cross and then buried in a tomb and was resurrected 3 days later. And for those of us who follow Jesus, this is what we remember and celebrate on Christmas Day. But here's the thing, we celebrate this all the time. The life of Jesus has so profoundly impacted the world and our own lives that we gather throughout the year to remember and to celebrate and to worship the one true God who loved us enough to send his Son into this world so that we could know him and be known by him. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful. Be sure to check out the resources below if you're looking for additional help in coming up with Christmas traditions that really do keep Jesus at the center of it all. Let us know what other topics, what other questions you'd like for us to cover, and we'll see you again soon.